Right, a very good morning to you all. I hope we're all good. It's Saturday, the 30th of December, 2023. We're here to take a look at the weather forecast for the UK for the next 2 days. And we're also going to have a sneaky peek into the new year because there are some changes afoot. Right, we're going to kick it all off by looking at the pressure pattern. Well, here we go. This is the scene currently, a deep area of low pressure knocking on the door of Ireland. We've got an awful lot of precipitation moving into the country in association with this deep area of low pressure. 966 millibars. Yes, that is deep. And we've got cold air in situ across Scotland. Yes, so there is another potential snow event. So a lot of weather to get through today. The milder air in the Atlantic is going to try and push into that colder air. And once again, we get a battleground. So it is cold over Scotland. This is my favourite scene. This is up in Tarland, about 200 metres above sea level in Aberdeenshire. And this was the situation yesterday. Cold air is in place. And if we take a look at the current minimum temperatures across the UK, we will see that it is cold across the north. So -6.3 at Annockmore this morning, -5 as you'd expect on the Cairngorm summit. But many lowland stations at the moment across Scotland, I noticed -2 in Edinburgh, and I think -2 also at Glasgow. It is cold in stark contrast once again to the south of the UK, where we are in double figures. So, 10.1 at Shoreham on the Suffolk, or should I say, the Sussex coast, but 11.8 at on the Isles of Scilly at St Mary's, with 11.2 at Port Isle of Portland and 11.2 at Coltrose. So milder air will be pushing in, and you've guessed it, the boundary between the two air masses is creating an awful lot of warnings. Right, apologies also, I'm a little bit tongue-tied this morning. Right, so these are all of the warnings. I'm going to just run through them briefly. I'm not going to dwell on them too much. I'm going to try and break them down and make a little bit of sense with them. So I'm going to start off from the south and work northwards. So the first one we pick up is wind, and that is across the south of the UK. That is valid from 11 o'clock this morning through until 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. And that talks about an active cold front which will be moving eastwards with gusts 45 to 50 widely, but squally near that front, gusts of around 60 miles an hour, with the strongest gusts 60 to 65 miles an hour. What I'll do is I will show you how that is looking. So with regard to this front, this is where the strongest winds are going to be. It's not going to be all the time. So if we just take the sequence from the GFS run, just to track where the strongest of the gusts will be. This is at 3 o'clock this afternoon. And notice that the strongest gusts are in a very thin boundary just ahead of the front. So 55, 60 mile an hour gusts very close to the south coast. As we push through the latter half of the evening, this is where the strongest gusts will be. So by midnight, gusts in the low 60s, working their way along the south coast, but of note also some quite pokey gusts inland as well, 50 to 55. So this is where the warning comes in. But by 3 o'clock in the morning, all of those gusts in association with that front has pushed out of the way. So that's the wind warning. And if we just take a look and track that front, that's really where the winds are going to be. This is at 10 o'clock this morning. Just track that through to 5 o'clock this evening. Notice how that front tracks across the south of the UK with its strongest winds, and excuse me, by 3 o'clock tomorrow morning, that is out the way. So that's one of the warnings spoken about. Right, let's go back and now just take a look at, let's close this down. I know a lot of us struggle with these Met Office warnings. They're not very easy to navigate, are they? Right, so we've got rain across Wales. That talks about, again, heavy rain between 10 o'clock today and 6 o'clock tonight. A spell of heavy rain, 20 to 30 mil, 40 to 50 mil in parts of the northwest. So that's between an inch or two of rain in old money. Right, we'll now move up to the borders, or should I say the southern uplands, or should I say the Peak District, or northern England, northern Pennines. But there's a shorter period, a risk of sleet and snow up there between 8 o'clock and 3 o'clock this afternoon. talks about mainly a lot of rain again on the low ground, 15 to 25 mil, 2 to 5 centimetres over the hills, but that's pushing out of the way by 3 o'clock this afternoon. Right, the main event is again for Scotland, rain and snow. So a fair old mix there. The warning is in place between 8 o'clock this morning and midnight tonight. And this talks about, well, more heavy rain, 15 to 25 millimetres of rain, but snow above 250 to 300 metres. So, yeah, 5 to 10 will accumulate. 1 to 3 in the northern part of this area, and that is because I think you're going to hold into the cold air a little bit longer. But yeah, that valid is valid until tonight. And then just finally, over in the far northwest of Scotland, you've also got a risk of ice. There's a warning in effect from, wow, very precise, isn't it? 18, 19 hours tonight through to 10 o'clock in the morning, the risk of ice. And that's talking about frequent showers really overnight falling onto those cold surfaces. So a fair old hodgepodge of warnings. And sorry, Northern Ireland, I've forgotten to mention you. 15 to 25 millimetres rain is expected between 4 o'clock today and 11 o'clock today. Right, so we've looked at the wind. What we're now going to do is we are going to just have a look at that snow event for Scotland. We've seen the rain event or the wind event for the south, but yeah, just track this this system. So it's pushing in to the borders around about 10 o'clock this morning, and it will push ever so slowly northeastwards to reach many parts of southwest Scotland and the Western Isles by this afternoon. But notice these deep purples, that's where all your snow is going to be falling above 200 metres. So yeah, for a while again, over those high routes, some more heavy snow. So I expect the snow gates will be closed again today at some point before all of that gets pushed out of the way. Ahead of a somewhat less troublesome day tomorrow. And we're going to take a look at tomorrow. So we've seen that band of rain and snow and strong winds push across the UK today. Now we're going to take a look at tomorrow. So this is Sunday, this is New Year's Eve, and this is at 1 o'clock in the morning. And if we just track the forecast for tomorrow, so it's a bog standard windy day with sunshine and showers, quite pokey gusts again down in the south of the UK, but breezes much lighter further north. Showers will be the order of the day, especially along the south coast and towards the western parts of the UK, where you're closest to that low pressure centre. But yeah, tomorrow, to all intents and purposes, some places to the east of the UK could escape with a mainly dry day, bright day, with some sunny spells. So yes, that is the order of the day tomorrow. Sunshine and showers, especially in the west. And the temperatures, we'll take a look at them today. So no prizes for guessing that today it is cold across Scotland. If we just put on the 1 p.m. temperatures, it is cold up there with that snow pushing in. The milder air is pushing into the south. You'll notice 13 degrees on offer today in the far southwest. But tomorrow, those temperatures are a little bit cooler in the south at around about 9 degrees, but milder across the north, 6s and 7s up there. Right, we said there's going to be some changes afoot, and I think there are now. The jet stream, which is firing its way across the UK today, is likely to take a bit of a holiday. Is this a tropospheric response to the southern stratospheric warming that is peaking very soon? We shall see. But yes, the jet stream pushing south is an indicator that colder air will be pushing in. And if we just take a sneaky peek at those ensembles, this is for London, the 2-metre trend is definitely downwards. So yes, I think we'll be looking at a cold spell pushing in around about sort of the 5th of January. Lots to keep an eye on there. And that is also replicated at Manchester, a downward trend, and over towards Inverness. The trend is less marked, but it is a downward trend, and you've generally been cold throughout. So I hope that's all giving you a good sort of flavour of what we're likely to expect in the next couple of days. I'm going to come back on Sunday, and we're going to have a week ahead forecast. It'll be the first one that I've done on YouTube, and we'll be looking at that colder weather pushing in. Lots to keep an eye on. Right, if I don't speak to you before, have a lovely new year. Enjoy your celebrations, whatever you do. And we'll be back again on New Year's Day looking at that week ahead forecast. Take it easy and ciao for now.